Hey y'all. Okay, so I wanted to show you something really cool, and I talked to you about this the other day. I never showed you because they weren't with me or they weren't near me or something. But these are heated mittens. You're gonna love them. If you have a problem with your hands being warm in the winter, you're gonna freaking absolutely love these. If I can get them unclipped. Okay, and I have to, they're like this weird XSTZ whatever is what they're called, and like who the heck's gonna remember that? So I'll put it in the description. So these are mittens, heated mittens. Okay, they're battery operated mittens. Okay, and they have little zippered compartment, and this is where you plug the battery into it, right? The rechargeable battery. This is what they look like. Okay, there's two, obviously, because you have two hands. Usually people have two hands. And you plug it into here. Okay. And then you put it into the little compartment once it's plugged into the battery. Okay, make sure you don't zip up the little thing that you plug in. Make sure everything is tucked in before you zip it. Okay, and then you zip it. And then once you, I'm not going to do both of them because you kind of get the drift when I do one. Long press this and you will see that it's turned on. This is the highest setting. See how it turned red? Blue is medium, and I hope you can see that. I think you can. And then green is low. Okay? And I don't remember the times. Like low is going to give you the longest amount of time. And in order to, you long press it and you'll turn it off. Okay? So, and then now what you do not want to do is leave them attached to the battery, because even when it's turned off, and I'll show you how, just reach in there, take it, do not pull the whole thing out, don't damage it, disconnect. Okay, do not pull this out, you'll damage it, just tuck it back in and then zip it. What I do is I leave it zipped halfway because that reminds me that the battery's not in it. But I keep them plugged in anyway, into the recharge. Do not leave them plugged in inside the compartment if you're not using the battery, because it'll zap the battery. Even though you turned it off, it'll zap the battery. I don't know why, but it does. So what I would do is, if I'm not sure if I'm going to need it or I have the mittens on, what are you looking at, Goofy? If I'm not sure, if I don't need them to be warm because my hands are warm enough, then what I'll do is I will take the battery out, which I've already taken it out. I will unplug it, disconnect this from it. Okay? And put the battery back in the compartment. This way it can't zap the battery because it's not connected to the battery. And that sounds complicated and it sounds like, oh my God, that's a headache. It really isn't. When you read the comments on there, which I knew this before I got them because I read the comments under this particular item, people said that their batteries were getting zapped because they left them plugged into the mittens when they weren't using them, and well, it's going to zap the heck out of your battery. Okay? I wish they had more colors. These are waterproof, by the way. I have played in the snow with these with my son, my doggy woggy. And just for reference, my hands are medium size, and medium fits me very, very well. My middle finger is kind of long, but what I'll do is I'll just pull that down just a smidge so that, you know, but they're waterproof. They're good for kayaking if I wanted to go and God only knows how cold weather. So this is, again, what the batteries look like. They're rechargeable. Okay. And this has also little teeny clips. And I clip them together so I don't lose them. If I can figure out where, okay. See here? That little clip right there, little thingy right there. Plug it in, boom, they're attached. Okay. So battery operated mittens. I have a severe cold in my hands and feet in the winter. It makes no difference how many gloves I have on. By the way, mittens, the inside, I'll show you the inside. I don't know how many layers it has, but I'm telling you what, on the rare occasion that I've had to, we've had at least, I thought it was just a week. I think it's been at least 2 weeks of sub-zero weather, like single digits, okay? And I still only had to use the battery on low because it warms the mitten very well. Mittens keep your hands warmer than gloves because your fingers rely on each other for the heat. They're separated and isolated in a glove, so it's harder to keep them warm. And I saw that somebody mentioned that online, and I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. So for the first time, we don't ever stay at like sub-zero. Hi, baby sweetnish. We don't ever stay at single digits here. We just don't. But honey, we have had that for, I thought it was a few days or a week. No. I think it was 2 weeks or so. Maybe it was even longer, but the lakes were frozen solid. So that gives you an idea of how long it's been sub-zero weather because they were solid. I told you guys, me and my doggy, we played on the ice the other day, the frozen lake the other day. It is semi-frozen now, so obviously not safe to be on because there's water on top of the thin layer of ice, or however much ice is still in there. There's water on top, which means it's obviously melting. So anyway, yeah, I will put the description in the, and you know what I mean? The description in the description of the video. And I'm telling you what, for the first time ever, I did not have chilly hands. And all I had to do was put it on low. Low is green, medium is blue, and red is high. Now, what I had to do not long ago, so I went out with some friends and went to that 80s event that I showed you. And I show you, the thumbnail of my 80s outfit. Well, I had left my mittens in my friend's truck. And, it's actually my friend's truck. And because it was so freaking cold, by the time I got in his truck, my mittens were like super cold. So my hands were cold. So all I did was turn it on high for, I don't know, a few minutes. And that's all it took to warm my hands up. These jokers are not playing. They're not playing. So I got them on Amazon. And they are like 40, might have been 49. But heated mittens usually start off at 100 plus. So 49 was a ding, ding, ding. You got yourself a sale. All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. My other video talked about, if you have the opportunity to have a good female friend, then take advantage of that. Ladies, take advantage of that because nothing replaces that. Speaking of that, I was friends with someone for, one-sided friendship. Didn't know it was one-sided. Found out it was one-sided friendship with this person I had met online for years. And I briefly talked about it in another video. And, oh, that's better. Wow. Much better. We've known each other for probably 10 to 15 years. And I think in retrospect, I think she was deliberately causing a rift between myself and her mother because that's what people will do who are toxic. they will badmouth you to other people. At the same time, she was acting like she was my friend. And I'm getting pissed at her mother because I'm like, why is she putting my name in her mouth? She don't even know me. She don't freaking know me. So you distrust me and I automatically distrust you too because you're hateful and I didn't do anything to you. So anyway, I quit talking to this person as a result. And I just kind of let her do her life and everything faded to black. And then a few years later, like 2 summers ago or something like that, she saw me on Instagram and she started talking to me. And I'm looking at her picture like, I think I remember who that is. But things didn't break off in bad terms, so we just started talking again. And then I had no idea. I've known her for a total of probably 12 to 15 years. And we didn't talk for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. We didn't talk for a long time. And I started seeing who she really is. I never knew she was a narcissist. I never knew that. I thought she had quirky personality traits, but I never thought she was a narc. I found out, and I saw another side of her that I never knew existed. She started craving this married man. It's a long story. Anyways, I tried to talk her out of it, and their son almost died. And she didn't give a shit. My so-called friend. She didn't care. She just did not care. I want her husband. And then she started getting mad at the wife because she was married to him, and that bitch better not say nothing to me, and because I don't play. Whoa, 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 whoa. How you gonna get mad at her when you trying to get with her husband? That is not how narcissists think. They're not thinking, they don't have a code of ethics. They don't have a code of morals. If I want your husband, I'm going after him. He told me I was pretty and he talked real sexy to me and he wants to take away my virginity and I want to give it to him. I said, I thought you were going to wait for that. And why would you do that? He's not leaving his wife. I don't care what he told you. Oh, he's leaving her and he's miserable. Every married man who wants to get a side piece talks about, they basically villainize the wife. She's a villain. They all say the same thing. But he's not leaving her, as horrible as she is. He ain't going no damn where. Anyway, she just got more and more aggressive about taking this woman's husband. She was a shark. Okay? She was a shark. And she got worse and worse as she started bottoming out emotionally and having crying spells and couldn't function and was just losing her mind because she couldn't have what she wanted. You don't tell narcs no. You give them exactly what they want when they want. It doesn't matter who it inconveniences, whether it's good to do or not good to do. It makes no difference. You just give them what they want. You zip your pie hole and you enjoy it. Okay? You know, she better not say nothing to me and I'll let her have it. You're not really in a position when you're doing the wrong thing. You're not in a position to get mad at them for being married. He chose her. Well, she cheated and this and that. That's what he told you. You don't know the truth. You don't know. You have no idea. I remember, and then she just got more and more aggressive, and then she lied to me and told me she was going to leave him alone and this and that. And things just spiraled out of control, and she was lying to me, and she was never going to leave him. And I'm trying to protect her because I don't know that she's a narcissist. So I'm trying to protect her, and she's trying to protect her own interests by taking this woman's husband. And so she kept lying. I'm leaving him. I'm just going to make him a playlist. I said, why do you want to make him a music playlist when he's lying to you about how horrible his wife is, but yet he's not leaving her? He's playing with you. He's toying with you. He wants to get a side piece of dessert, extra dessert. She wouldn't listen to me, in one ear and out the other. You don't tell narcs that they can't have something. In addition to all of that, I remember saying, after knowing her for so many years, and I was basically like a big sister to her, I remember saying she was in Missouri. And I remember saying to her, have you considered us meeting in person for the finally after all these years? And she goes, I hadn't thought about it. Well, if that wasn't your wake-up call, you'll never get a wake-up call. Anybody who supposedly cares about you would jump all over that. Of course I want to see you. We're in the same state for the first time. Yes, heck yeah, I want to see you. No, she had another agenda. She didn't want me to go see her unless there was something in it for her, because her mother caters to her every whimper. Her mother has her write out a Christmas list, not one or two things for Christmas. No, baby, no, baby, no, baby. No, 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 no. Make a list of what you want for Christmas. She's one of those mothers. They're enmeshed. Her mother has cameras in her house, and she's in Maryland, I think. And the so-called friend is here in Missouri. She's in Rolla. And they have cameras in each other's houses. Like you could remotely do it with your phone or whatever. I don't know how that works. It's just weird. Enmeshment, 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 enmeshment. Dysfunction city. So now you've turned your daughter into a narcissist because you rolled out the red carpet ever since she popped out of you. That makes people get sick in the head, literally get sick. She's sick. So, because she just could not let this man go, I don't realize she's a narc, and I'm trying to protect her because I need to protect her from herself, to be honest. And I told him to leave her alone. I knew who he was on Instagram. She told me. And I basically, through no uncertain terms, I said, you leave her the hell alone, because if your wife knew what you were doing and you get booted out, she boots you out the house, that's on you. Well, that put an end to his boner, and that put an end to their so-called love affair. They were being naked on camera and everything else, and she's supposed to be so godly. A lot of narcs are, I'm plugging this in, so bear with me. A lot of narcs are supposedly godly, and they're supposedly into church and all that. That's called a front. They know people go, oh, well, that's nice. You're part of that church. That's nice. Yeah. A lot of them are more wicked than the devil. So anyway, she got furious with me and stopped speaking to me and put me on punishment by not speaking to me because I stopped her from getting laid by someone else's husband. And that was the end of the story. And then I started reflecting back to, through all the years, everything was always about her. Everything was always about her. And she made an odd statement one time. I had said, I was always telling her something I had experienced. When you live long enough, you're going to have stories. You're going to have life stories because, duh, your life is a story. Duh, it's a compilation of stories. The longer you live, the more stories you have to tell. And I was telling her something. I can't remember what it was. And she said, oh, you sure got a lot of stories. In other words, that doesn't benefit me in any way, shape, or form, so I don't really know why you're telling me all that. She wanted me to drive long distance. I mentioned this before. She wanted me to drive a long distance to get to her house. Long distance. Me drive all the way. We're not going to meet halfway. I'm going to do all the driving with my chronic pain. And one of my subbies told me about a pain supplement, which I did find on Amazon. So thank you very much. You are amazing. Thank you. I will get it and I will try it. I will make sure that there's no contraindications with the medicine I'm taking with that supplement. So I'll have to call my pharmacist, and when I'm ready to purchase it, I'll talk to my pharmacist and we'll take it from there. So thank you so much for that information. You're amazing. You're amazing. I'm supposed to drive long distance to go to her house, and I'm supposed to pick her up, and I'm supposed to drive her long distance to Lake of the Ozarks because she found luxury apartments. Her mom pays for her bills. Luxury apartment because ain't nothing too expensive for the princess. Okay. I'm supposed to drive her long distance to these other luxury apartments that she wants mommy to pay for. She didn't mention that part, but I figured it out. Right on the water. She's not going to take her car since I drove long distance to get to her house. No, 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 no. She is a princess. You have to guide the carriage, the horse-drawn carriage. You have to do everything for the princess. So the more I thought, and then the final straw was her cutting me off after I prevented her from herself with this married man, and her not really speaking to me. And then when she did talk to me, she was cold. She was icy. That was the last straw. I'm done. I started, it's almost like you play a movie, a CD, you know, or excuse me, DVD. I get them confused. You play a DVD and you rewind and you look at all the scenarios prior to where it ended up. And I realized it was always about her. Always. Always. But being the older sister, I let a lot of things slide that I probably shouldn't have allowed to slide, because we still, whether I'm older and a big sis or not, we're still supposed to be reciprocal with each other. And her showing her ass in regards to this married man showed me who she truly is. And that was it. That was the last straw. I never spoke to her again. So we have to make sure that our friendships, so-called friendships, are actually reciprocal. Would this person break their neck for you? Would this person go above and beyond for you? Or are you giving and giving and giving and giving until there's nothing left to give? That's not a friendship. That's called being manipulated and played. You don't want that. That's not a friendship. Okay? That's not a friendship. Reciprocity is the key. All right? Anyways, if you want those mittens, get them. I'm telling you, you're going to be so freaking happy. I love them. Wow. Wow. You know, and sitting in the woods, waiting on him. He runs around, rips, runs. If I'm walking, I'm warm. I know. He's laying here. If I'm walking, I'm warm. But if I'm sitting and he's ripping and running and zipping and zapping, I start getting a little chilly. So that's where my hot hands could go in my boots, keep my feet warm, and these mittens will definitely do the trick. And there you go. So you guys take care, much love, and have a good weekend and stay safe. All right, bye.